Now, sidestepping Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee's appeal to avoid visiting strife-torn Murshidabad immediately, West Bengal Governor CM Mamata Bose is on a two-day ground zero visit starting Friday to make an objective assessment of the real situation. Let's listen in first to what the governor had to say.
Murshidabad, particularly women, they came and met me. They had a lot of tales of woe to narrate, which was certainly very heartrending. I'm going to the field to see for myself the realities in the field. Only then I'll be able to make up my mind on the future course of action and give reports to whoever is concerned to implement things. I will certainly have an objective view about the matter, and now that the central forces are also there, situation has been brought under control. Now what we should do is to do the mopping up operation and also take further steps to prevent such instances in future.
Now, Leader of the Opposition in West Bengal Assembly, Suvendu Adhikari, has meanwhile demanded that Hindus living in the border areas of Murshidabad should be allowed to keep weapons for their protection. Now, the Calcutta High Court on Thursday ordered the formation of a three-member committee for the identification and rehabilitation of people displaced by the violence during the protests of Waqf Amendment Act in Murshidabad district. Three-member committee will consist of an official each from the National Human Rights Commission, that is the NHRC, and the West Bengal Human Rights Commission, WBHRC, besides the members of the Secretary of the State Legal Services Authority. Now, before we proceed with this story and more details coming in, let's quickly listen in to what Suvendu Adhikari had to say.
BSF CRPF permanent থাকে না BSF টা বর্ডার এলাকা কিন্তু CRPF BSF যেটা জেনারেল ল এন্ড অর্ডার ডিউটি করছে আজকেও এক্সটেন্ড করেছে আমি কোর্টের কাছে কৃতজ্ঞ আপনাকে বলি পার্মানেন্ট থাকবে না বাংলাদেশ থেকে যে 50 কিলোমিটার বর্ডার এলাকা এবং যেখানে হিন্দু জনসংখ্যা অত্যন্ত কম 20% এর নিচে তাদেরকে কাশ্মীরের পাকিস্তান সীমান্তবর্তী এলাকার মতো বৈধ লাইসেন্সযুক্ত আগ্নেয়াস্ত্র দেওয়া উচিত আত্মরক্ষার অধিকার প্রত্যেকের আছে কাশ্মীরের তো বর্ডারের বহু গ্রামে এই ব্যবস্থা আছে স্পেশাল অ্যাক্টের আওতায় আছে তো কাশ্মীরে যা আছে সেম মডেল যদি মুর্শিদাবাদ এলাকায় বাংলা আপনারা না করতে পারেন তাহলে 10-15% হিন্দু যেখানে আছে হিন্দু থাকবে না
Now, the committee was directed to identify the displaced persons' extent of damage caused to properties of the victims and also collect the data of the FIRs lodged. Calcutta High Court also stated that central forces will remain in Murshidabad for some time to maintain law and order, said that the court will monitor the restoration and rehabilitation of victims. Court also ordered political parties to not make provocative speeches that could escalate tensions. Now, meanwhile, the National Commission for Women, NCW Chairperson Vijaya Rahatkar, has arrived in Kolkata on Thursday evening to lead an inquiry into the recent violence in Murshidabad following protests against the Waqf Amendment Act. Rahatkar, who is a part of the People's Committee constituted by the NCW, will visit the affected areas, including Malda and Murshidabad, over the next 3 days. Now, she has said that her visit aims to boost the morale of women who have also been left traumatized by the communal unrest. Let's in fact listen in to what exactly was said by her during her press conference earlier in the morning.
जो हमने सुना है मीडिया की रिपोर्ट के अनुसार कि महिलाओं का उत्पीड़न भी हुआ है और उसके साथ साथ महिला बहुत भयभीत भी है इन सभी स्थिति का हमें जायजा लेना होगा प्रत्यक्ष शिविर में हम जाएंगे उन महिलाओं के साथ बात करेंगे और स्थिति समझ कर लेंगे पर अगर ऐसी इस तरीके की कोई उत्पीड़न की घटनाएं घटती है महिला बहुत भयभीत है तो ये घटनाएं नहीं होनी चाहिए इसका संज्ञान हम ज़रूर लेंगे
With that, let me cut across to, in fact, our colleague Ravi Shankar Datta, who is joining us. But before that, let me also tell you, a team from the National Human Rights Commission is set to visit the refugee camp in Malda on Friday as well. West Bengal Police has so far lodged 60 FIRs in connection with the violence in Murshidabad district, and the number of arrests has now gone up to 274. With that, let me bring in Ravi Shankar Datta, who's been tracking this case since the very beginning for us very closely. Ravi Shankar, Ravi, a very good morning to you at this given point. My first question to you would be, we understand now both the governor despite the Chief Minister in fact having asked him not to visit Murshidabad at this given point, is currently in fact meeting all those who've been affected in Murshidabad. But more importantly, we've also heard and seen what the NCW chairperson had to say about the entire incident, and she's flagged how women have been treated atrociously in Murshidabad at this point. Take us through all the details of these committees that have been formed for the probe, and right now what are the updates we are getting from Murshidabad as we see such high authorities, higher level authorities in fact visiting the very place where these riots had taken place.
Shreya, good morning to you and good morning to our viewers. Initially, Governor has decided that he will come to Malda as he is on the way to Malda, and from there he will go to some places where he will talk to the villagers and what had all happened. Now today, as because he will be reaching afternoon, so the main program of Governor C.V. Bose is scheduled tomorrow, where he will go to all those places in Malda, those refugee camps and everywhere, where he will be speaking to those who have lived in homes and on the river in Malda. And about Commission and Women Commission, the Human Rights Commission has Malda. He will be so they will also speak to those who are affected in the matter, especially Women Commission. They will be speaking to those ladies who have been molested, if there are any incidents of rapes, they will be talking about that and how they are threatened and how they were being told by the miscreants that if you want to leave, come with us, we will spare your son, we will spare your husband. So these kind of threats, they are traumatized. They have met Dr. C.V. Bose yesterday and have spoken about what is happening in West Bengal, Malda, Murshidabad area. Now, when these kind of commissions come to take a note of the situation, you have to understand that the situation is the grave of the situation. The situation is not so light, and as we have said since long, that this is not just a mere communal riot that we have seen. It was a planned attack. The form of terrorism the conventional way of terrorism that we have seen, that has changed, and now we are seeing a new kind of terrorism. A new kind of terrorism we are seeing, and we must say that this whole process that we have seen was a very planned attack. We have seen the same in Malda, we have seen the same in Murshidabad and in Hooghly. So this was a very planned attack that has been taken place and was...
Ravi.